What's up guys, Victor Torres here with Screen Junkies News. The Lego Batman movie is out this weekend and word on the street is that it features a plethora of Batman baddies.
Tarantula, King Tut, Orca, Killer Moth, Orange Harriet, Zodiac Master, Gentleman Ghost, Clock King, Calendar Man, Kite Man, Cat Man, Zebra Man, and the Condiment King.
Okay, are you making some of those up?
Nope, they're all real. Probably worth the Google.
Over the years, the Dark Knight has amassed a countless array of enemies, from forces of nature like Clayface and Poison Ivy, to flawed yet sympathetic like Azrael and Mr Freeze, to the straight up batshit crazy like Two-Face and the Joker. However, not all of his foes have reached that A-list status of the rogues gallery. Some bad guys are just meant to be second string.
Dance for our amusement!
Bob may have been the Joker's #1 guy. These villains are more like number 900. Join me as we explore the origins of some of Batman's most obscure foes. Crazy Quilt. Ever wonder what a kaleidoscope would look like if it turned itself inside out? Look no further than Crazy Quilt. Painter turned quilt villain Paul Decker utilizes a hypnotic flashing light helmet with laser beams to immobilize his victims. Making his first appearance in 1946, his abilities are a precursor to both the Mad Hatter and to EDM concerts. The Eraser. While in college, Lenny Fiasco was constantly teased for always correcting mistakes with an eraser always in hand. His bitterness led him to become the Eraser. Basically, he wears a suit that looks like a #2 pencil and an eraser hat that can erase evidence. And to think this all could have been avoided if they just had spell check back in 1966. Polka Dot Man. Abner Krill, otherwise known as Polka Dot Man, is the eccentric rogue that weaponizes the colorful gimmick dots on his costume. There's the buzzsaw dot, the flying saucer dot, the fist dot, the hole dot, bubble dot, sun dot. Yeah, it's a little redundant. Little did he know back in 1962 that he would inadvertently piss off pajama lovers while simultaneously pioneering motion capture outfits.
Stop trading like men.
The Mime. Camilla Orton decided to live a life of silence after she tragically lost her parents in a fireworks factory explosion. Unfortunately, the life of a mime doesn't pay the bills, so she became a villain. Arriving on the scene in 1987, the mime uses her abilities of silence and ballet to carry out acts of thievery. And she kind of looks like Taryn White from Dream Warriors. Let's dance. Tarantula. Catalina Flores, the FBI agent turned arachnid-themed tarantula, first appeared in 2002. Weapons expert, murky moral code, hates evil but takes matters into her own hands. We've seen this all before. This anti-hero seems more like DC's version of Elektra. King Tut. Victor Goodman is an evil Egyptologist. Yes, an evil Egyptologist who believes himself to be King Tut. Depending on who you ask, it was either a concussion, a psychotic breakdown, or multiple viewings of the Prince of Egypt that led to this delusion.
How could you have come to hate me so?
King Tut is all about crimes of revenge. He leaves behind Egyptian-themed riddles at the crime scene. He was originally featured in the 1960s Batman TV series as Egyptologist Professor William Omaha McElroy, and made famous by actor Victor Buono. No word on Brendan Fraser's thoughts on the character. Orca. Grace Fallan, a Gotham marine biologist, became obsessed with Orca's spinal tissue in hopes of being able to walk again. Good news is, after a bit of chemical experiments, she's able to walk again. Bad news, she turns into a humanoid orca whale thing. Making her debut in 2000 with the ability to grow in size, become stronger, and swim a perfect backstroke, the only question that remains is, why hasn't she joined up with the street sharks by now? Where's Vin Diesel when you need him?
Head shark!
Killer Moth. Drury Walker wanted to emulate Batman, but unfortunately the name was taken, as was Spider-Man, Man-Bat, and Superfly. Either due to fatigue or a severe lack of imagination, he chose the next best thing, Killer Moth, because nothing invokes fear more than dusty curtains in a dirty garage. Since 1951, he's utilized a variety of gadgets such as Moth Utility Belt, Moth Lantern, Moth Cocoon Gun, and my personal favorite, the Mothmobile, because everybody knows that moths can't fly. March Harriet. In 2008, DC decided it would be a good idea to create a villain who is both an experienced escort and also dresses like a Playboy bunny. Harriet Pratt joined the Wonderland gang led by the Mad Hatter and includes Tweedledee and Tweedledum. It is unknown whether or not the bunny costume is purely cosmetic or acts as an elastic armor with jetpack capabilities. Let's hope it's the latter. Zodiac Master. This Space Ghost lookalike first appeared in 1964. Since then, all that is known about him is his penchant for predicting disasters, which he orchestrates, and that he's most likely more temporary tattoo now than man. His abilities are similar to Polka Dot Man in that the zodiac signs on his costume can be used as weapons. With his identity still unknown, we may never know who the Zodiac Master is. Or care. Gentleman Ghost. Gentleman Jim Craddock, the English robber, was notorious in 18th century England. He's also a ghost. With the power of invisibility, mind control, and teleportation, very few things can harm him. So how can Batman stop a ghost? Since 1947, he's been vulnerable to noble blood, the nth metal, and of course, virgins. No joke. Kite Man. As a young boy, Charles Brown was always fascinated with kites. When he grew up, he finally achieved his lifelong goal of becoming one. Kite Man came on the scene in 1960 with the special ability to glide, like most superheroes and extreme sports enthusiasts. Kite Man is like the arsonist villain Firefly if you took away everything that made him dangerous. Here's to hoping he's skilled enough to miss those power lines. Catman. When Catman appeared in 1963, DC set out to prove that it could indeed rip itself off. Thomas Blake, a former rich playboy in Gotham, decides to live a life of crime after spending all of his money on cat-related adventures. He dons a cape and cowl strikingly similar to Batman's, has genius-level intellect, and drives around in the Catmobile looking to carry out the perfect crime. This villainous character raises more questions than fears. How is he with water? Does he use a litter box? And if he's a cat, why does he have a cape? Egghead. Another gem from the 1960s Batman TV series is Edgar Heed's Egghead. No need to overthink this one because the name sums it all up. Vincent Price once played this villain who fancies himself the world's smartest criminal.
Back, I say. This is a radar egg, and the slightest vibration will make it explode.
With virtually no special abilities, he must rely on his egg-shaped head, tear gas eggs, which are just eggs from chickens who have eaten onions, and terrible egg puns. This guy is extreme. Zebra Man. When scientist Jake Baker accidentally irradiates his body, little did he know that not only would he be transformed into a radiated zebra, but he'd also be a potential contender for the role of Mongoose Strap in Cats. Zebra Man has the power to magnetize metal, wood, and stone, just like a real zebra. Since 1960, there have been a couple different Zebra Men, proving that no matter how many iterations you make, they'll all be stupid. The Condiment King, Mitchell Mayo, the Sultan of Saucerance of Pickles, first made his appearance in Batman the Animated Series. Originally conceived as an homage to the 1960s Batman TV series, the Condiment King remains a dangerous threat to all those allergic to mustard or ketchup. Wielding pistols fully loaded with various condiment assortments, it's a surprise he's not big in the food service industry. Fingers crossed that he can bring back my precious discontinued Taco Bell Verde sauce.
Let's see if you can cut the mustard.
So what do you think? Who is your favorite strange and obscure Batman villain? Any we missed? Hit us up in the comments below or tweet us at SJ News, and don't forget to like and subscribe or click right here for more awesome Screen Junkies news.